Good afternoon, StreamYard and YouTube fans. This is Philip Reynolds. And hey, I'm back. You see me. I'm live. And this is the first time in 2 months um, that I've actually been on, and I have to apologize. And I'll actually show you the reason for my not being on. Uh, Culprit is this plug right here. My previous cord, this area right in here where it connects into the computer, was bent, and as a result it would not charge. I had to get a new cord, and until then I was unable to do any broadcasts. So my daughter got me a new cord, and so I'm back on the air, so to speak. Uh, but I really didn't stop playing games and stuff like that. Um, if you're part of the Play community Facebook webpage, you know that I've been posting or pasting on the Facebook Play community, as well as the Facebook basketball extravaganza site, because and I'm gonna. I've posted these pictures on YouTube, but you actually get to see them live today. I've got and this was my birthday present to myself. I got the Glam set, Glam, and they look just like regular season cards. The only difference, per se, if you look at the card very, very well, there is no team designation on that, like the Boston Celtics or the LA Lakers or the Nashville Grizzlies or anything like that. There's no. All it says is the name of the player, the position in Glam 2022 to 2023, and just like the other cards, the other card is blank. The other set that I got, and I really like this, it's the 75 all-time greatest players set. And I actually had somebody ask me in the Facebook Play community, it's like, I wonder what the back, I mean, this is the front, but they asked kind of what the back looks like. And as you see, the back is just basically a white card. These have got it's got a Tops base part. It's got it like a Tops baseball or NBA basketball type kind of look to it. You got players. Uh, you have coaches, and you've basically got two sets of refs. You got six refs in here. So yeah. And the Glam set, does come with some referees as well. Comes with that's a stack of referees that you get with the Glam set. Um, yeah, it's a very, both of these sets are really, really nice. Keith, if it were up to me, buddy, I'd say not only basketball cards, but baseball cards. This is the way to go as opposed to the black and white. This right here. You say, well, that might cost make things cost an extra, five, 10, $5 to $8 or something like that. But the way I look at it, it would be well worth the price of admission, so to speak, because the card quality is really nice. It's got the cards kind of have a payoff pitch or a Glory Days boxing kind of feel to them. They're not thin and flimsy. These are not thin and flimsy, but they're really good, high quality cards, just like payoff pitch or the Glory Days boxing cards. So. Yep. Not the easiest cards to have to put away because these sleeves that they give you are very thin. There we go. Ugh. Like I said, these aren't the easiest cards to have to put away because you got these sleeves. Yeah, I can leave them out, but my next project. Well, you could say, well, what have you been doing? Well, what I did is I took my existing uh, teams that I had, and I had to go to my bookcase real quick. I'll be back in a second. Sorry about that. But what I did is I took the existing set, and this is before I got my ATG and Glam sets. Uh, and what I did is I created my own 2014 league, and I'm almost to the end of week 2 in this particular playthrough. And what I did is there's 24 teams. There's 4 divisions. There's a Blue Demon division, a Wildcat division, what I call a Gator or a South division, and a Buffalo. And I just kind of randomly put the teams in in divisions. In the Blue Demon division, you had UNLV, you have Duke, you have Philadelphia, Seattle, St. Louis, and Detroit. In the Wildcat division, you have UK, Illinois, San Francisco, Atlanta, Baltimore, and Cleveland. In the Gator division, you have Florida, Loyola, Chicago, LA, the Cincinnati Royals, and Houston. And in the Buffalo division, you have Arkansas, Arizona, Buffalo, New York, Portland, and Boston. You'll notice that what I did is because I have some college teams and I have pro teams, what I decided to do is I put 2 college teams in each division, and then I put the rest of the teams in each division that are pro teams. So 2 college teams in each division, and then 4 pro teams in each division. I found out that the college teams have 4 subs, and the pros have 6 subs. So to balance things out, the pro teams are only allowed to have 4 subs on their team, which means that you have to sit out two players every game, and they can't be the same 2 players. So if you had like LeBron James and Larry Bird, and you sat them out in week 1, they have to play in week 2, unless they are injured and unable to play. And I had to go get the game, and I'll be back in a second. And when I play hoops, what I do is you may ask, well, what scoring grid do I use? Well, I have the NCAA scoring grid. I have the mid-high, mid-low scoring grid, and I have the high-low scoring grid. And it's what I do, it's dependent on who's the home team. And what you do, if say Michigan were the home team, then you know to use the college scoring grid. Doesn't matter if it's Michigan and say the Lakers, and the Lakers are playing in Michigan, they're using the college scoring grid. You don't use one scoring, you don't use a pro scoring grid for Lakers and college scoring grid for, you're using the college scoring grid. It's dependent on the home team. The other thing I did is, and I have to find one of these cards. Here it is. When you get a card, and this is how I include injuries in the game. I don't know if if everybody does it this way, but this is how I did it. When you get this card, it says timeout, active player must exit floor, lost for rest of half, coach must place 2 subs on top stack. What I do is then I roll a 6-sided dice. And if it is a 1, the player is out the rest of that game, basically. That's it. If it's 2 or higher, basically this would mean that he's out that game and 1 additional game, which means that the most a player can sit out would be like five games, because that's the 6 is basically that game plus 5 more games. And the reason I did that, it's like, yeah, I could have used like a 20-sided die, but this particular, what I'm using is I'm using one of those league scheduling systems for like 24 teams. And I got this off of the internet, and it's from a billiard type of site. And I'll see if I can pull it up real quick. And it's basically they have a it's a round robin, and I think you play everybody like once type thing. So in a 24 with 24 teams, it's a 23-week schedule, and I've got 3 games left, and I'll be finished with week 2 when I'm finished those 3 games.
Hello, Moto.
I have to go to my OneDrive for this because I'm not sure of the actual name of the site. I've never heard of it before, so it's not like StreamYard where it's like, or Facebook where it's a site that everybody can get to and it's readily noticeable type thing. It's name of the site that I got these scheduling from is, like I said, it's a billiard site. It's www.playbca.com, and it's for basically it's for pool tournaments. It's BCA Pool League, and I'm just using their team. I'm using basically their scheduling system that they use, something like that. I can't. I mean, I could blow it up a little bit, but basically, I'm using that scheduling, and I'm going through week by week, and there's 23 weeks, and so you're basically playing everybody like once, or something like that. It winds up being like, once I get through the playoffs, I think I tried to figure it out, and it's like 200 and almost 200, almost 300 games, including playoffs type thing. And I've played 22 games so far, and like I said, I'm 3 weeks uh, in the I'm 2 weeks in. I'll be starting week 3, and the leaders so far in the Blue Demon division, you have Duke. In the Wildcat division, you have Kentucky, UK. In the Gator division, you have Loyola. They're 2-0. And in the Buffalo division, so far, uh, Arizona is the lead team. But then, like I said, there's 3 teams still to play, and it's not complete. Um, and that's currently what I'm doing, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue this, but I'm adding uh, my Glam universe set, and basically I'll do double features where the first game will be my 2014 league, and the second game will be the Glam team, the Glam League set type thing. Um, I created 16 teams. I haven't drafted the players yet, but what I'm going to do is I've got these cards separated into centers, forwards, guards, uh, and then a combination thereof. And each team will have, be kind of like a fantasy football draft where, 1 to 16, and then 16 to 1 type thing, a snake draft, and I'll pick like 6 cards, and I do like one of these where I get 6 cards. I'd roll a dice, and whatever dice number they get, that's the player that they drafted for that particular round. And what I do to make it fair and even is one round would be guards, one round would be centers, and one round would be forwards type thing. And hey, thanks SDG. I appreciate it. Like I said, my big thing is my cord connection on my cord was bent, and I needed a new cord, and so my daughter got me a new one, and it just took a while to get it back. Um, it's not that I don't like you guys or nothing like that. It's just I had a cord issue, and I had to get a new cord. Um, so, and I'm going to give you a rundown of my Blam. What my Blam League is. I've got 16 teams. I've got 2 divisions. Got the first division is basically the North and the Midwest, and the second division is the East and the West. The first division is what I call the Brave division, and that's composed of the Northern teams and the Midwestern teams. The Northern teams are the Buffalo Braves, New England Minutemen, and this is a nod to Steve Tower. I just think that's a nice name for a New England team. The third team in the North is the Baltimore Blue Crabs, and if you remember my Fast Drive Football League that I did, that was Chris Hawes, my friend Chris Hawes' football team, the Baltimore Blue Crabs. I like the name, and Baltimore's known for their blue crabs, so I thought it fit perfect. And the fourth and last team in North Division is Philadelphia Freedom. Yes, I know that's a Elton John song, and that's probably how they would start out every game is by playing Philadelphia Freedom. The Midwest Division is the Kentucky Legends, the Chicago Bulls, the Cincinnati Royals. I'm sorry, but if I was going to ever name a Cincinnati basketball team, it would have to be the Royals. It just suits Cincinnati. And then the last team in the Midwest Division is the Louisville Cardinals. Yeah, that's a college basketball nod. I understand that, but I think it's if I were going to have a Louisville basketball team, that's probably what I name them, was the Louisville Cardinals. In the Rebel division, in the East, you have the Nashville Mountain Men, the Carolina Canes. Yes, I know that's their hockey team, but I, I I really like that particular name for a sports team. So it's the Carolina Canes. The third team in the Eastern Division is the Pittsburgh. I call them the Pittsburgh Welders. You could say the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I just chose the Pittsburgh Welders. And the last team in the East is the Florida Gators. Yes, that's a college nod, but if I was going to have a NBA team in Florida, that's what I'd name them. Yes, I know you have the Miami Heat and you have the Orlando Magic, but that's just me. I would call them the Florida Gators. And finally, our Western Division teams is we've got the San Antonio Admirals, and there's a reason for that. And yes, it has to do with the ATG cards, and that's for Dave Robinson. He is going to be the all-time great player for the San Antonio Admirals. The second team in the West is the Louisiana Cajuns. And yes, my friends, Shaquille O'Neal will be the all-time great player for the Louisiana Cajuns. You have the Lakers. And the last team in the West is the Santa Fe Roadrunners. Yes, that is a Bugs Bunny Roadrunner thing, and I just think it's appropriate. You know, when you think of New Mexico or Arizona, you think of the Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote. So I figured the Santa Fe Roadrunners would be perfect. 16 teams, two divisions and four conferences. North, Midwest, East, West, and the other thing is with this, we're going to have four subs, just like I'm going to have with my 2014 set, but we're having a fifth sub, which is an all-time greatest player. So the Blam universe will have five and not four subs. And the other stipulation I'm going to have on this Glam League is that your all-time greatest player is the last player in your sub deck. And the reason for that is some of these cards, you have your Michael Jordans and your Larry Birds and that in here, and some of them are only missing maybe. Like take for instance this Allen Iverson card. He's got four of the six qualities in column one. He's got one. He's just got the grab there in the middle, but he's got all but one on the end there. And it's just, I'm afraid that if you don't do that stipulation, what's going to happen is you could have one player that dominates the entire game, and that's not what you want. You want things to be even and fair in some respects. So the ATG, the Glam universe, will have 4 subs, actually 5, but the last sub will be all-time great player, and they are the last sub allowed into the game. And the other thing with regards to injuries in that is I only allow each team to have 2 players out at a time. And the reason for that is that makes it to where the lowest your sub pack can be is like 3 that way. And when I do my score sheets for a game, I will what I've been doing is I've been writing it out in a notebook, and I take the final score sheet and I actually write it in on a score sheet for a final tabulation. And that way, instead of the marks, I actually put the numbers of league points basically they got for that game and that. And trying to make it fair for all the teams. And it takes me about 20, 30 minutes to do a hoops game. And it's fun, it's exciting. You never know what's going to happen or who's going to win. I think the most amount of league points I've had in one game so far is one player had 9 points in a recent game, and I got to go get another notebook to show you what I'm talking about. Sorry about that. I have to go back to game 14 for this, and I'll show you here. You'll see that this is my preliminary score sheet right here, and Wick's got 5 points. He had 2 free throws. Robertson had 2 points. Petrie had 5. Steele. I thought it said Stacks. Steele had 2, and I think that's Johnson had 1. These 2 players are the players that set out. There's a blank between the starters and the subs, and there's a break. These are the players that set out. Dunleavy had a point. Williams had a point. Battier had 9, and that's the most amount of team team or league points for one player in a game so far is 9. James had 1. Duon had 1. You'll see that I make notations by dotting the players that actually are out of the, I mean, not out, but that actually play in the game. You see the free throws over here on this side. And here on my most recent game, here on my most recent game, I'll show you this. You'll see that Ellis for LA, I circle this too because that tells me that he's out this game here plus the next 2. LaRusso out this game plus the next 3. You'll see that I went through all of the subs for LA, and I went through the first 2 subs for Florida. And LaRusso did not play this game. You had they have like five subs, I think, and LaRusso had to sit out, and he will be sitting out the next 3 games along with that. The next game in my 24-man league will be Houston, the Houston Rockets versus the Chicago Bulls. And then I'm going to have to do a draft video and for my Glam universe, and that might be 1 or 2-parter type thing. And then finally, I have to thank Sarah for my new computer cord. That's all on her, and I appreciate that. And I wanted to show you what she got me for my birthday. So give me a second. Yes, my birthday was like 2 weeks ago, on the 23rd, and yesterday was the first day, first time in a while that Sarah and I were able to hook up and catch up and stuff like that. And she gave me my birthday present and my Father's Day present, all in one type thing. And the first thing she did is she got me a cribbage board. And this is three-track cribbage board and plastic pawns, and the top has where you can keep track of wins and losses type thing up here. Tournaments usually are best 2 of 3 or best 4 of 7. 4 and 7 would be a tournament where you're playing in I think usually in most tournaments it's best 2 of 3 until you get to the semifinals, and then it might be a best 4 of 7 type thing. So she got me a new cribbage board. I didn't have one here, and it came, of course, it came with a deck of cards. So that was really, really nice. And maybe I'll have to teach everybody how to play this on my channel sometime. It's a fun game. It's one of the few games that I could not play this thing for 10 years and basically pick it up like I never left. I never, like I knew what I was doing. It's like, just like riding a bicycle. You just pick yourself back up and keep riding. And that's with this. I could go 4 or 5 years, 6 years, or 10, whatever. Like I said, and I play one game and know exactly how to play it. And believe me, yes, cribbage is fun, John. It's very, very fun. Believe me, you don't want to play me because my best cribbage game was on Microsoft when Microsoft actually had a cribbage website that you could play online, and I did the one thing that's probably more rare than the highest hand you could get, which is a 29. I double skunked my opponent. And when you skunk your opponent, that's worth 2 games. So that's 2 wins. But when you double skunk, that's 3 wins. And that means that on a cribbage board, your opponent doesn't even get down to 6, doesn't get even 60 points on you. Where that 60-point marker is, if you're behind that line, which he was, that's a double skunk. And it's the only time I've done it. And yes, they have less than 60 points. Yeah, less than 60 points, John. Yeah, less than 60 points. And it's only happened. Yeah, 90 is a skunk. Less than 60 is a double skunk. And a skunk is worth 2 games. Double skunk is worth 3 games. And your highest hand that you can get in cribbage is 29. And basically what it is you have to have a jack and 3 5s in your hand. And what happens is the turn card has to be a 5, and it has to match, basically, would have to match your jack in order for you to get 29 points. And I think a double skunk is probably, I'm not sure, I don't know how often it happens, but I think a double skunk is just about as hard as getting a 29 hand. The other thing that Sarah did is she got me this bottom of the 9th baseball game. And what the premise of this is it's the bottom of the 9th. John, the only way I got 29 points is through a it happened one time, and really what it was is through a cribbage app tutorial, and it was just to kind of show you that 29 point hands do happen. But trust me, if you shuffle the cards right, the probability of that happening is maybe one time in your entire life. And I've been playing cribbage since I was 12, and I'm now 58. So the odds are remarkably high against you for getting a 29-point hand. But this is a game that my daughter got me, and I wanted to. It's actually pretty neat. It's got a small baseball board. You have a meeples in that. You get to select your pitch inside, away, uh, inside or away type thing, high or low type pitch. You've got these player cards that look like Topps baseball cards, really nice, good quality. Uh, and the premise is you're the home team, you're up at bat, you're playing, you're like, it would be like you're the expansion team. Yeah, you're not going anywhere, but you're playing the best team in the league, like the Yankees. It's the bottom of the ninth, tie game, and if you win, kind of like if you win, then the Yankees don't make the playoffs type thing. Uh, and you have three dice. You have a blue dice, a white dice, and then you have this dice that has S, which is strike, B, which is ball, and C, which is the idea of contact or corner pitch, is what they say. And then, of course, it has the instruction booklets. I've watched a couple of videos on it. They say that an average game plays 15 minutes. And basically, you're just playing a half inning. You're just playing the bottom of the ninth, and the home team is at the plate. Yes. Where did she find the game? I couldn't tell you. I think it was at a game store is where she found it. Uh, she either found it at a game store or maybe got it off of Amazon, because I know that you can order this through Amazon, and there are some expansion packs for this on Amazon. And the last thing I want to talk about is something that Sarah told me. There is a place over in Cincinnati. It's called Victory Pints. It's a bar restaurant type thing, and you can actually go there, check out a game for the night there, and you can play it right there in the bar. Uh, and I checked their website. I checked their menu as far as food and drinks go. They have like a drink menu. They have a food menu. The prices for the food are, I don't think there's a dish on it that's more than $10. I think the highest priced item is like an $8 meal there. But you can eat, you can drink, you can check out a game, and I'm talking like a game like Pandemic or the Sherlock Holmes amateur sleuth detective type game. Um, you can check it out, and you can play it while you're right there. I'd never heard of such a place before. Maybe Chris or Rob or one of the guys have heard of it before. Have heard of bar places like that before. It's the first time I've actually heard of it. And so that's one of the places that I want to check out. And when I do check it out, I'll basically do what I call a remote location type video, and you'll kind of experience what I experience when we go there, so to speak. And I'll have to see if there's a place where I can uh, charge my computer and stuff like that, because you had to have a fully charged computer and that in order to do what I do. So it's something that I want to kind of go there for my StreamYard and YouTube fans, and do a remote feed there and check things out. Um, and then another thing that Sarah and I want to do is, there's a place called the House of Orange down in Covington. It's a bar. They have food as well, and it's a place to watch FC Cincinnati games. So what I'd like to do there is I'd like to go down to the House of Orange with Sarah, and kind of eat and drink there, and do a remote live feed from the House of Orange, so everybody can see what's going on, type thing. But this is I'm back. I didn't fall off the face of the earth type video. I'm okay. I had gallbladder surgery, so I've been out the last 2 weeks, going back to work on Wednesday, and I just haven't been able to record because I needed a new cord. Of course. Well, now, John, it's FC Cincinnati, remember? So basically, it's going to be blue or orange, because Cincinnati's colors are blue and orange. So yeah, it's either blue or orange. So when you go to the House of Orange, you'll either have to wear your blue or your orange. Either way, and usually when they're at home, they wear their Mercy Hospital blues, is what I think it is. So, but that's all I have for you right now. I got to go and get my laundry and sort that and bring it up and that. And then then I'm going to later today. I want to do my 24 team league. I'm going to do the Houston Rockets versus the Chicago Bulls in that, and sometime soon I'll do a draft. I'll do a draft for my Glam Universe set, and that is 16 teams. And John, you'll want to go back and check this out, where I talk about my next secondary project for History Maker History Maker basketball. I said baseball, but History Maker basketball, and that is my Glam Universe, and that is 16 teams, 2 divisions, 4 conferences. So you all take care. I'm back, and but I have to say this. It's just that I don't know how often I'll do videos and that. Probably not going to be every day. More likely to catch me on the weekends, like Friday or Saturday. But we'll kind of see on that. And you all take care, and have a good day.